who's come up really fast through the scene, could be a good bet going into CS2. So I think across the board, you're going to see a lot of changes like this. And as you mentioned, Spirit going through this qualifier, we know they've got some good players, but I think there's still a bit to figure out for these guys. So I'm not going to, say the jury's out. This team is ready to go. I think they've got some work to do.
Okay. Well, one guy who I want to see the work is Donk. He was so good when we were watching him as part of the academy team. He's been so good since his transition up. He is a player that I think a lot of us have eyes on as being that next just extreme CS prodigy. And I'm maybe being a little over dramatic here, but I don't think I really am. I'm talking about, your Zywus or your Monacies, that level of prodigy where you just watch them play and it seems like they're playing a different game. We'll see if he can do it here. It's Anubis is the first pick. We didn't even touch on the vetoes. Looking4Org will actually bring out the Anubis, which is an interesting choice because Spirit have been good on it in the past. Zontix collects the first kill. Our second map, if we, when we get to it, will be Nuke. Now there's Decider, Vertigo. Donk, deleting Lucky, just peeking around a corner. Nice trade there from Joko. You're going to see a lot more of this. The swings in, the fighting, the AD-ADing. Here into holding a corner, holding angles. Very difficult, especially online right now. I am very curious, Alan, to see how much land will mitigate some of the peekers advantage we're seeing.
It's intriguing, but at least in the here and now, T-side Anubis, if you have a bigger peekers advantage, is ruinous now. It is. You're going to do disgusting things. If it really is that much. So, I'm intrigued. Spirit obviously getting to start here on the T side by virtue of it being their opponent's map pick. They are going to pick out the pistol. And Mr. Haji here should probably think better and just save this away.
Ooh, nice little clean kill on the last one. It is interesting, right? Yeah, you're absolutely right. Where Anubis has been a difficult map to play CT side. It's kind of stabilized it towards the end of Go, where teams just figured out a little bit of the utility that you could do to slow down the attack. But I think you're going to see again here early that if you want to have success on this defense, you're going to need a healthy dose of aggression, just to sort of take some of the initiative out of their hands and dictate where the fight comes. No investment into this round. Ain't going to see anything from Looking4Org, so they will just go for a little cheeky stack up. Don't mind this. Get weird with it.
Brings a tear to my eye. It brings a tear to my eye to see the Looking4Org logo back.
Yeah. That was not this team.
Yeah, safe to say, I don't think it's this team. If it genuinely is one of them that's just had a laugh and decided to submit it, I respect that. But yeah, shout out to our Aussie brethren now Encore. They've just came back together, haven't they? They're Looking4Org guys, the original Aussie lot, I think.
I could not tell you.
I think they've started competing at least the majority, the kind of Licky Savage, that lot.
That would be nice. I will confess that my general strategy when it comes to the domestic Australian competition is to wait until I'm going to cast an event with them and then ask my Aussie friends what the heck is happening. Our Frost is making some money. That's what's happening here. That helps. Ooh, he's an opper. Might as well give him some extra cash. The Chopper will come in to sweep up the remains. So all 5 kills rather come in with the SMGs. That's money made.
Something intriguing, of course, with CS2 and MR12 is the relative value of pistol rounds has gone up, hasn't it? Where, they're up. I mean, especially the resets. We haven't had one here in this game, obviously, yet, but the resets now, I am telling you, they're swinging game. They must be swinging games by 10, 20, maybe 30% if you win one. Because there just is not time to recover the rounds.
Or getting that aggression. We were talking about it. Look, we've got 3 players positioned here aggressively by B main. If there's not a flash for this, though, they're going to be dead. Ooh, try swing, but it works. That's the power of CS2 right now. There's a player elsewhere. The bomb's here. That's the problem. Artfrost cannot die. He has to stay alive. Donk is doing work elsewhere, but Artfrost needs to get this bomb out of here. Needs to get the C4, and now he's alone. That aggression pays off beautifully for Looking4Org. They just did it dry. There was no flashbang behind it. And they just whip right past the angle. That's one of the things a lot of pros have been, pointing out, and I think a lot of us have experienced it in our casual gameplay as well. Holding angles is very difficult right now within the game.
At least one of them was dead if that was CSGO.
Yes.
I'm telling you. And in terms of like rule book Counter-Strike, just think through what they've just done. They've just peeked into an AWP with no nades.
Dry.
And granted, Art Frost might not have played it perfectly, but none of them were failed initially. So that already puts a bit of a spin on what we're used to. And imagine, again, going back to the discussion of some of these older players, we have to kind of recalibrate your brain a bit, don't you? You're probably thinking,
yeah,
you know, your instinct is saying, this is a terrible idea to swing this. But then maybe somebody on the team is like, this is much higher percentage now, we should do it.
But if you remember this particular group, the Looking4Org group, they love a bit of aggression. They've always loved it, right? Very dynamic CT sides. They're Deegers at heart as well. They love a bit of a cheeky force buy round. I think they're going to be actually very suited to this early meta, purely because they like to fight so much. It's a nice peek from Haji. Just walks into it, gets the kill, and that is going to be a bitter pill to swallow for Spirit. It is also an interesting conversation as far as what the AWP does. I know some players have been talking about potentially the AWP not being as impactful early game, but I have seen... Here's my theory. You ready, Alan?
Hit me.
I think we're going to go back to a bit of early go, where the fast, flicky, wild style with the AWP is going to be rewarded. You know, I'm talking like the glory days of a Kenny S. Because peeking is so powerful right now that you can, you know, if you're AWP on AWP duel and you're the AWP that swings, you actually might have an advantage in a lot of situations, provided you do it sufficiently quickly. Look at this. XSC's just sprinting out, killing zone ticks. They got the A main aggression. They got the A main pick. Now they fade back. Once again, Looking4Org with an advantage.
Zontig's only got off a bullet or two before he was dead there. I granted it's a right eye peak, but even so, that is wild.
Welcome to CS2, baby.
Yeah. I mean, we're only on the second gun round, but I think there's a bit of a statement of intent, isn't there, from the French squad? They're not going to play slow. They're not going to play passive. They will be taking space. And here comes that mid push. Molly is good, but of course, Maka leaving himself pretty exposed on his left-hand side. This corner is a nightmare to get out of if they push through the double doors, but he comes off it just in time.
Got the right idea on this angle. They're going to peek it. Ooh, Art Frost. See if I'm correct. I'm a little disappointed he actually came off the angle. Diligent on their mid clears. Here's the thing. If they catch Maka in this position, no one can help him. This is actually a very big opportunity for Spirit. There's only 30 seconds left, but if they get this kill, they're going in towards A, and there's very little ability for L4Org to actually do anything about this. Oh, shadow advantage, but he whiffs. He's missed the shot, tried to pre-fire it. They're going towards B instead, and they've got the kill. This is looking like a bomb plant. There's going to be players in towards dark early. Some utility out, provided they can get this bomb down. This is a strong position for Spirit, trying to deny. Haji overcommits himself, but there's a trade from Joko. Just smoke spam. Why not? Seize the position. And they don't know that exercise just yet. Now they do. Now they do, around the edge of the smoke. Trying to stall him out. Trying to make the play through an exercise. That's so bold. Sets up his teammate for the trade. They make it happen. Looking4Org will not up the scoreline early.
Good retake in the end. But that did look scary. Maka should have connected. He had every advantage imaginable in that engagement. And at the same time, Looking4Org off that mid-pressure had double pushed through dark into Canal. So they were completely out of position. So they did very well to recover that one. And Spirit going to take a timeout. All in all, minus Maka's miss, it's been a great CT side so far. It's been dynamic. It's been aggressive. I know that round got a bit dicey, but I still like the brand of Counter-Strike that Looking4Org are playing at the moment. You can kind of see why they wanted to go in for Anubis, which I guess was a little bit of a shock for us, but yeah. I think they're pretty well versed from what I've seen so far. I like their kind of meta approach, their macro approach. It looks good to me.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it as well. I think, again, our context for this Spirit roster, the last time we cast them was when they were Spirit Academy, 3 of the players at least. And so we enjoyed their Anubis at the time. And obviously that's carried over towards pretty decent results in Anubis with this roster. So it is a little bit of a tough one, but it's a confidence pick from Looking4Org. They've got the read. I mean, I'm sure they've been scrimming in towards CS2. And found some things that work for them, like that nade. Ooh. Art Frost down to 37 early on. Not expecting much out of this round. Expecting slightly less now. Much less.
Yeah, I'm more intrigued when we get back on the guns to see what will Spirit change in terms of the aggression is obvious at the moment, isn't it, from the CT side? So do you play more passive at the start? Do you have an AWP holding aggression? I mean, they did have that on the first gun round. Didn't really work, did it? So
No.
there's a lot of questions here to answer when Spirit go back on the guns, and means giving the chocolate and magic to the veterans of this team. The pressure on them to kind of discuss what the move is.
This is looking like a bomb plant. This is a bomb plant. That's honestly astounding that they've had this little resistance towards getting the bomb down. I mean, successful round for Spirit. What can they do with it? Eventually get that kill. Tempo and another donk is lining them up. The donk Deke is in action, and this is why we're so excited about this young guy. See what they can do. Time's ticking down. They're just going to get on the defuse early, quick. Don't mind that. Through the smoke goes one, and Art Frost didn't get the memo that they were going to try and deny that. So it is a round win for Looking4Org, but for a moment there, Donk made us believe.
It's still a Pyrrhic victory, isn't it? Wow.
Yeah.
The economy is on the brink now for Looking4Org. They, of course, don't have any loss bonus. And I just don't understand where that came from. No armor pushing into Temple. It looked like... I want to say it was Haji, whoever took the first fight in there. It didn't look good. It looked hectic. It looked wild, the spray, and that didn't help. But even so, I just don't understand how Donk got that many good engagements. That is ridiculous.
Strong
And, yeah, I think Looking4Org are right to pause here. They need a discussion, don't they? Because that was, after 2 brilliant gun rounds, that was way too close for comfort.
I'm also just surprised. I mean, they had 5 up, right, for the withdrawal out of the site. I'm not sure what they saw, because obviously, yeah, maybe it might get a little messy on towards the site, but you just don't want to be giving up a bomb plant that easily.
I think the confusing part is, I don't know what point they made the decision to play off the site, but if you're going to do that, save a molly. Save a molly, they can't plant. Save 2 HEs, they can't plant. They had no damaging utility. All the damaging util was on, the mid players, the 8 players, so... They just couldn't deny the plant, and it kind of looked a little bit silly, didn't it, as the bomb was getting planted and they couldn't resist it.
It did. Well, now they got a premium opportunity. Nades in towards canals. This might be an adjustment from Spirit. If Looking4Org are going to consistently throw harassment damage out there, you just maybe don't in the beginning of the round. Maybe just don't. Don't fight it. A second molly's been dropped here. What's Chopper throwing? Okay, 1 molly. 2 mollies? 2 mollies. That's a double molly into the right side of mid. So Chopper's just taking this space off the smoke double molly. But he's drawn so much focus. There's 3 players here. Flashbang goes over and Exo sees that's a quick clear. Rapidly realizes there's no one here, so the extra players in mid can shift off towards the sites and get ready to defend. So I don't mind the idea for Chopper, but the response for Looking4Org a little better here, Alan.
More aggression. And this time, Devin has really gone in Looking4Org's favor. Haji is so low. Zontic gets the kill in the end. And we're left in a 3-on-3. There's a lot happening on B as Zontix is solo taking space. Mac has come off at the worst possible time. I think he's actually exposed, isn't he? To Zontix, if Zontix peeks.
No,
it's close.
He should be just around the corner, I think. Hard to say on that angle. He might see the barrel. Come on, Zontix, peek. Let us know. Well, he's come back to it. Now he definitely is. No, he was not. He was not exposed before. You can see it now. He's going to come back in. Smoke off onto his position. Does he want to get antsy? Yeah, nope. Just random shot. So they've lost the site once again. Looking4Org have conceded the bomb plant with very little time to spare. And with Agi so low and very little utility, this is going to be a tough retake. Easier if you get a smoke spam kill. Zontix, come on now. Didn't need to give that up. Now they're just fighting. They just want to fight. Bait on the first. Magix might do it all himself, though. Maka down for the count. No teammates needed. It's all Magix.
Need a little bit of that, didn't they? What a defense in the end. That was a crazy round. There was so much presence across the map, I guess you'd put it that way, for Team Spirit. And Looking4Org, they kept it up. They were still trying to be aggressive with their reactions, trying to make moves. But Mr. Magix at the end A little bit more prowess. I'll tell you what, this game has been thoroughly entertaining so far. There's never a dead moment in these rounds. Both of these teams are relentless.
So the money's gone here, Alan, which means something's going to get weird.
Yeah, you big them up, these eco rounds. I mean, we did see that one earlier when Donk almost won it, so...
Right?
I'm willing to agree. The kind of... How to put it? The swarming swings, let's call it. Where you group as 5 and just run seem to be a little bit harder to deal with, let's put it that way.
It's a couple of combined factors, I think, leading to eco rounds being very potent. One is that A, swinging right now is very good. Like, you have such peeker's advantage if you take your fights right. B, spraying feels a little less consistent depending on the gun. I think that's mostly just players adjusting to it, but it definitely is a little more challenging right now. And this one's still a question. There's been some potential misinformation spreading regarding hitbox matching. It may have been from an earlier version of the game, but there are some questions about hitboxes. So all those factors lead to, shall we say, a higher level of variance in these kind of rounds than we're used to seeing.
Absolutely. I mean, fundamentally, think about how many patches Go went through of just tiny little tweaks that you see one mention, it's like, you know, hitbox slightly scaled differently. There's been hundreds of those that we haven't had the time. We haven't had the real experience on CS2 yet to fix. So, not blaming anybody. Valve couldn't really do a lot better, but it's just the reality. There's going to be a few hiccups along the way. Oh, we're live. Love to see it.
We're live. I'm still waiting to see what kind of investment comes through for L4O. Do we call them LFO? L4O?
LFO would be too much. That would be.
It's literally their logo that we've got right now.
I know.
If it's not their logo.
Yeah, it definitely isn't. It's
mental, no, they're going try.
We're already halfway through this first half because we've barely played anything.
Interesting that they don't invest anything, even with XOCs having a 3900. I guess they're prioritizing the AWP, which, honestly, don't think they need to. But we're going to get the full B-main aggression right now. Spirit are reading this decently in terms of just not engaging with it at all. Chopper might get caught. Chopper might get caught. Oh, he's getting caught. TK even. Chopper didn't get any of those. Joko put Lucky down. Joko put Chopper down. Worth the exchange.
They mollied themselves.
Well, they mollied to the close corner to make sure there wasn't a pistol stack.
I guess you're right. Well, this should be A-okay. There's a lot of util as well if they want to block off these chokes.
God, this is the scariest thing too. You can tell Arfrost is jiggling it instead of holding because of how the pistol peaks go, where you can just get drive-by pre-fired. All good. Only 2 bodies left. But I love that adjustment. You would never in Go see an AWPer jiggle an angle like that if they knew the pistol players were coming. But you just can't trust the hold because you could get swung one-tapped with a deagle before you even see the player. So instead, it's AD, AD, AD.
Yeah, I was wondering as well with the way, you know, Chopper was holding B main. I would have thought, with how the current state of the game is, that once you kind of know where somewhere is open against pistols, you kind of should get out of trying to solo hold somewhere now. You should just be backing off, giving ground, and trying to play as a team fully, because it does look really difficult just to hold aggressive pistols at the moment.
Yeah. I think those rounds are some of the scariest in the current game. The Deeg is terrifying. Only I could hit my shots. I'd be so good, Alan.
I think that's the mantra of every caster.
True.
It's the reason we end up here instead of playing.
I have been enjoying, one of my favorite things to do in the current game is nades. With the open skyboxes, just messing around, especially with the... I know we had nader and things to help from third... Okay, Lucky. Live up to the name right there. Catch Chopper on the timing. Look, the Molotov came out. He goes for the spam. Chopper's done. Very nice. One of the... Just as I was saying before that happened, the new practice tools, the grenade cam being default into the practice mode, is made it a lot friendlier to find smokes, especially with the open sky boxes. It's really fun to just go in and see where flashes hit, where smokes hit. It's a great addition. Donk with the entries, ripping heads off of shoulders. Why not? This round might just be done. It is now. Maka's death signals the end of it. Really can't even threaten to rotate. They've got so much ground to cover, and they don't have any money to spare. So this is going to be Spirit almost certainly on to 5. And it's off of a big, who else? Donk round.
Well, that sequence was just an absolute amalgamation of everything we've spoken about. Donk's mechanical prowess, him being the spear point, but equally the power now of Pika's advantage on a map like Anubis, the T side, that's a right eye peak coming out onto A. There was nothing the Frenchies could have done there. They got absolutely assassinated. And I question the setup, Mike. I understand we're very early in the life cycle here, but playing essentially a contact setup, it doesn't feel like a good idea. I feel like you should be playing for info. At least bait the close player in or something, but that whoever was first contact there was a dead man. You couldn't do anything.
It is so very difficult to figure out. And I won't lie to you. It's very satisfying to see these things played out by top level pros, right? By very skilled professionals. Because these are things that I notice in my gameplay, but it's very tough to... Look, I'm not going to pretend, audience, that I am any good at this game. I'm not. So it's very tough to know. We're getting a quick hitter here, and quickly the round's over. Now I can go back and talk about it. It's very tough to know sometimes what elements of my gameplay are reflective of the state of the game versus just my skill.
Like all like gun balance and everything. You're like,
yeah,
this auto sniper's totally broken. Can't do anything about it.
It's just like things like, you know, I don't feel like my bullets are hitting. I actually have a clip I'll show you. I was playing an overpass game last night, and I managed to walk onto B. The player, it turned out, was holding barrels, but I didn't see him at all. I walked all the way through heaven, all the way up in the bank, and there's a player holding truck. And on my screen, I put my crosshair right on his head and clicked, and it just did not go there at all. And I wound up dying, and it was the most frustrating thing. But I'm usually pretty quick to blame my own skill for those moments.
These team kills, there's been a few.
That one you can blame the flashbang on.
It's no different, is it, in CS2 in terms of the team damage? It's the same, right?
No, I don't think so. Okay. I think you're seeing a few more of them because of the things I was talking about before with peaks, where just people are swarm peeking, and also things are maybe just a touch less precise, it feels like, in spray. I don't think they are. I think we're just adjusting to the movement feels as well, right? Character models aren't as rigid or stiff in peaks. So some things will be slightly loosier.
Get out of there, Jocko. Get out.
He's dead, man. He's lucky that wasn't an HE. If that was an HE, he's a dead man.
The hardest thing about this site is there's no headshot angle. They might boost behind the pillar. I've seen that a few times on this sort of scenario, because Jocko at the moment is a little bit useless. I tell you what, I really don't like that it's someone else throwing nades to go out, and they peek. It's Hadji that dies first, and it's just left Jocko on low HP. Did you also see that they peeked on a HE?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a thing now, but that is intriguing.
Not really. I mean, it is for smokes, right? The smoke.
Yeah.
Blow away. But yeah, the HEs don't obscure any more than they did in Go.
It's bizarre because they had a flashbang. I was a bit confused though.
Lucky. Maka. This is the setup the whole round hinges on. Actually, they've got a third player here as well. Jungle. So this is the gamble. This is the bet, and it's a bet that's paying off. The op can't land for Art Frost. Donk's going to try and make some noise and bail out his teammate, and he's doing a good job of it, to be fair, but Art Frost is getting run down. They know he's got the bomb. So what can Donk do here? 20 seconds to try and get back through. Flashed off. They're holding the angle. He's just going to swing, and Maka this time will hit it. Only so much Donk can bring through, and oh, we've had a player drop as well. Zontix out of the server.
That was more like it, though, wasn't it? From Looking4Org. It was nice to see a true bait setup, which granted is pretty limited information for me on CS2, but it looks a lot nicer. You can have someone else taking the contact because it's just so difficult to win a straight up fight at the moment as a CT player. So that was nice. Good 1-2 punch. We'd love to see it. Is Ontix back? Looks like it. So
looks like
we're underway soon.
I do wonder if these Spirit guys are playing. I think they're probably playing in a facility right now. Because I know that Donk was from, like, the way far out east coast of, like, Vladivostok area. So
Yeah,
for a long time, he was playing with atrocious ping, even when we saw him.
Oh, yeah, it's like 200 or something from there.
I mean, you can't, I don't think you can do it in 2. I think, you know, it's even more brutal, at least early on, feel-wise. So I think he's now with the team, which only just...
Do you know where they are? Are they in
guy.
Serbia? Because the org isn't... The org is it Czech, the org? I forget. But I don't think the org is Russian.
I do believe for a while they were playing in Serbia. I don't know if they still are. But that would ring true to me. I think that was the initial place that they were moved to.
Ontix is Ukrainian, isn't he?
Yes.
So it definitely couldn't be in Russia.
No.
The whole team being there.
No. I don't think they
But either way, it definitely... I mean, if you have a facility and you're not in it right now, I'm not really sure what you're doing. Off we go again. Speedy halves these. 2 rounds to go. Come out on top. Is Jocko going to go through this? How many times have I seen Jocko stand on this angle? I can't believe he's won that. That is ridiculous.
And he's taking out Donk as well. The queen is off the board. Now what do Spirit do with the reduction in firepower here? Well, if they rock into A, it's a free site right now. Come on, Dontix. How curious you gonna get? Throwing util, trying to pull a rotation. But we saw this from Looking4Org before. Instead of fighting in towards A, they bring numbers in towards mid. I actually really like this. Now they're shifting up for A, but they're moving en masse. They're moving with the numbers. This is the way they're countering out some of Spirit's firepower, is they're just putting so many damn bodies here when the fight comes through. Oh, Zontix only going to get the one, but he's got the information on the others. Can they quick react? Canal drop, go towards B. Thinking about it. The canal drop does come through. The numbers are all messed up, but I believe that's Magix who just dropped down to join his teammate. Yep, down Chopper. Can't get it done at the A connector, but it's in towards B, and only Maka that they have to deal with, and he's not on an angle where he can even shoot. If they just... that's not where that was supposed to go. What was that supposed to hit?
I don't know, but they've kind of ruined themselves with the afterplant now. They can't move. And all Jocko here has to do is wait.
But Arfrost is in such a tough angle to defend with the op. If you're tied in towards cave like that, the quick swing from the player just outside the doorway. All right, he goes looking for the back site, or the back CT angle. It's all on Magix. One clutch already to his name. Not going to be another.
The retake in the end. They're hanging in this half. They're hanging in this half of the French squad. It has been tough at times. They, of course, didn't win pistol round. But all in all, they've played some decent gun rounds. They've tried to make it difficult. It has been a tough half, but they're in this map. And that is the main thing. Would be nice, though, for some of the star names to get engaged. I really do think Hadji is the man on this team. For me, he was, at times, maybe last year or the year before, the second best French player.
Wow.
Yeah. I can't really think who else would be in the mix.
Apex.
Body, maybe?
Oh, definitely Body, yeah. RPK still holding it down somewhere.
Now, this will be intriguing. If it didn't go, a lot of teams might 5-man save here.
Yeah, well, it's the last round of the half, so that would be tough.
Good point. Good point.
Yeah. Yep. MR12, Alan. MR12. Woohoo! MR get wrecked. Magic stealing out damage. Ooh, harassing. Just slowing them down as well. This is really nice. They're just gonna throw the Molotov. They know they can't deal with him. They're just gonna try and leave him alone. Artfrost hits one. That's all he needed to do there. Set up teammates. Ooh, but they fall in a hail of bullets, and now it's Donka Clock. Donka Clock takes out the diffuser. I think that's it. That's it. They've won the round. It doesn't matter. You don't have time. Goodbye. Spirit taking the 2-round lead into the half.
No secrets.
Caught up in emotions, think I'm losing track. I need you to stay by my side. Feel like I'm floating, comfortably detached. Will you stay if I lose my mind? And I want to let go. Don't let me even if I try. But I need you to know that I don't want to lose this high.
Boom! And we're back in action here. Looking4Org, Team Spirit, a 2-round lead for Spirit. But as we've seen so far, it seems like there might be some advantages to playing on this attacking half. So Looking4Org far from out of this. Looking like we're going to get a straightforward B play. 2 defenders for Spirit in towards Dark. Right around the E-box.
Got a bad smoke. Surely.
It's not looking good. They want to fight this, though. Joko going to get the kill. So it may have actually just been intended to section off Glyph. The jumping in play. Joko's ready for it. And the straight up brawl. Glocks come out on top. All Joko. 4 kills to his name.
Yeah, I think you're right, by the way. I think it's intentional that you take into Dark. Because I thought it was a Dark smoke. And that's why my gut said it missed. But that's a novel idea. I like it. It's aggressive, it's together. It certainly, with what I've seen so far on here of CS2, especially on Anubis, grouping and getting aggressive is the name of the game. I bet the T-side pistol win rates are pretty high on all the maps, especially on one like this. So that's a good start. First pistol, of course, did go the way of Spirit, so they're one apiece. And let's see if they can keep this round nice and clean.
Won't be so clean if Joko burns himself alive, but it's all good. Bomb down, round almost certainly going their way. Really should not be much of a chance to do anything about it. It's about the MAC-10s hunting now. Do Spirit want to risk trying to get exits? They themselves, remember, farmed up in this second round with the MAC-10s. So they are no strangers to what might be coming their way. Oh, there's the spot, there's the hunts, there's the swings. And Maka. Oh, completely misses the player in by the doors. This is cheeky, but he will be taken down as the rifle's doing the work is the problem. Maka's gone hunting with the pistol. Only one SMG kill there, Alan. All those kills, only one goes to the Mackie.
They should still be happy. They've got plenty of players alive, so... No reason to panic from the T side. Okay, so it is Looking4Org's map pick. So we definitely should expect bigger, better things. I think already this performance is a little bit better than a lot of people would have thought going into this sort of series, given some of the names on the Spirit squad. So I'm already feeling compelled by what I've seen so far. But let's see if Looking4Org really have the legs, because now the guns are out. We see if Spirit have got a good read on how to play on some of these rounds. And they're going to get aggressive through this smoke. Not for the moment, but they're certainly ready to go if they want to.
There's a gap on the right side of it as well. I mean, so again, one of the other things, obviously the volumetric smokes have changed a lot of things. I really like, early on, how the smokes are behaving into... I think obviously there's still some tweaks potentially coming through, but generally speaking, I think that is a big improvement. Having the smokes able to blow away, having them not be one ways anymore. You know, obviously there's going to be mechanics that people will figure out how to exploit, but that's a really nice peak. You blow the smoke away, you go for the swing in towards start. Problem is you got Donk on the other side, playing perfectly against you, flying through the smoke. How on earth? What? How is he alive? Madman. Now Haji and Lucky. They got a pincer on towards the site, but they've still got a Donk to deal with. Lucky's position not known. Deleted by Magix. That was a great setup to hold for it. And now Haji, well, he could have had a great position if his teammates had found any sort of impact in towards the cave. Instead, he's left trying to figure out where it all went wrong.
I'll tell you what, the relative student in Donk has just absolutely schooled the veterans. Did you notice how, I mean, first of all, he's not holding the smoke. He knows. I mean, in CSGO, there's still potential to splash through it, but especially with the way, you know, the nade mechanics work, to play off the angle, and then when they peek through, to have the, you know, the aggression, the confidence to peek back, knowing that now I've got peeker's advantage. And he just absolutely destroys them. That was brutal.
Exactly what I'm thinking. First off, also Haji gets clocked after time. That's a bummer.
Oh, no.
But it's exactly the reason why I'm thinking these young prodigies are going to have such an edge. It's just because this is one of those games where early on, while they sort out the mechanics, just having sheer hours in game to get the feel for when you have the advantage and when you don't, that's such an edge. And yeah, Donk playing it perfectly to exploit the mechanics of this game right now. Waiting for the nade in towards the smoke, expecting the peek as soon as he gets that indication, going in, doing the damage. And then the wherewithal to jump through the dang thing, throwing his gun away, trying to pick up another one so he could just keep fighting.
Yeah. I mean, you spoke earlier about, you know, what other names can come to mind, or how do we, when else do we feel this way about a player? And I think, for me, maybe Rops is quite a good one. There hasn't been that many superstar riflers on the rise. Maybe Yakindar, but Yakindar was a little bit of a a more how to put it, slower progression. At least more normal, less than this.
Yeah, I think his Yakinda was tougher to separate from his team in general, from VP and from Jame, right? Of like who's the chicken, who's the egg. It's clear Donk. Not to take anything away from his teammates, but it's Donk. A man advantage still, but the A site gain for Org might be able to make something happen here. Rotation's going to be on. But Spirit are going to concede the bomb plant to go for the retake. Last little bit of utility is gone here for the Frenchies. Here comes the fight. Here comes the swing. There's the trade. Magics can't get the second, but Haji is so low. And now on comes the cavalry. Artfrost and Donk, the absolute killers of this map so far. Nice hold from Maka. Nearly catches the next as well. Donk knows he's in a tough spot. Running out of time. Might just have to give this one up. One more damage. Kill coming in. Could just stick it. He's just sticking it. He's hoping the player rotated too far away. Knowing the bomb radius. What? Haji! Ooh, looked like he almost thought he didn't see the player. Don't know what happened there, but the kill does come through.
Did he think he was looking at like a ragdoll for a second? Because that looked weird.
Must have been. Must have been.
That looked really weird.
Donk almost got away with it.
Actually, that
all right,
would have been...
So speaking of being aware of mechanics, though, I am going to point out again that Donk, that was a great play to make, knowing CS2 mechanics, because the bomb is so deadly in this game. The bomb radius has pretty much universally been increased. It feels like it kills you across the map. If you're low on HP, like our last player was in that last round, it's a very good bet that if you thought he was going to be saving the gun, that player would be all the way onto canals trying to keep his own gun alive. So Donk takes a risk. I don't mind it at all. Getting that first kill, just hoping that you can stick it. Doesn't work, but I think it's, again, a very good awareness of how this game functions.
It is a little bit of a shame that they haven't quite got the money to invest again, because Looking4Org are in such a perilous position. No
Just
money in the bank,
Donk
no loss bonus. Yeah, might as well be a rifle. Let's see what this kid can do. Let's see what he can do.
I'm feeling the juice. I'm feeling the juice. They're going for a stack towards A initially. Wrong read. Look at the presence outside of B main. Faster play. It's going to be a split towards B. Looking4Org with the right call.
Obviously, they're forced into it here with the money, but I have a strong suspicion that teams should be buying more SMGs anti-eco in this game.
Just generally.
Yeah, just get ahead of the... I mean, even on CT side, have someone that's playing for information on an MP9 rather than sat that back on a rifle. It might be a better move.
That was ugly, but it works eventually. Donk punishing some. Haji says, you know what? Maybe I don't want to donate this this AK. That's our best gun. You know, it's fine. They can hold on to pistols. They can have that MAC-10. Let them go. Yeah, the SMGs are potent. I mean, just because of the peekers and the moving accuracy, right? They're very strong right now. I am curious to see which SMGs actually wind up settling into the pro meta. Again, this is a question of my personal experience versus what is actually superior, but I found that the MP9 is a lot less effective than it was in Go, and the purely because it has a very predictable spray pattern, has felt very good, whereas in Go, like, the MP9 was just objectively superior. I'm curious. I don't think the values on it have been changed, so I think the MP9 is probably still superior, and I'm just bad, which is reasonable.
How did he get a fight? Am I missing something? Did he peek down into dark?
I think he must have gone for the cave peek. He must have gone for the canal peek around.
Yeah, I'm just a bit surprised because the T side was smoking it for their default, but maybe they peeked before it, or it's a little bit off. I'm not sure.
You can throw an early smoke and a Molotov and go for that canal peek before they can do anything about it, really, except for spam. Oh, on the fade! Zontix says, yeah, you're gonna regret giving me that MAC-10 after last round. 2 big kills, a third now dropped down, and it's disaster. But Looking4Org, it's all over. It's clean. They even get an upgrade off of that one SMG. That's a huge play from Spirit. Just on the smoke fade. What a move for Zontix.
That was brutal. And it's the same story. It's another young player getting aggressive, getting up in the face. And as we talked about, Looking4Org don't have any loss bonus. They've immediately called into a half buy at best. And of course, MR12, there are not a lot of rounds to play with here. There's not masses of wiggle room. And they need to at least get damage. It's only Zontix on this half of the map. He needs some help. Some U2 will be good. Flashbang is through. It's getting swung though, but still though, gets the damage, makes it free. And all in all, very, very clean hold. And we know how difficult that can be.
Oh, they're feeding the Zontix now. He's feeling the juices. Zontix is a really interesting name as well, because even within that Spirit Academy roster, where obviously so much of our interest was in Donk, Zontix showed up again and again and again. Yeah. He's the sleeper hit in this move up to the main roster. You know, maybe the hype's on Donk, but if you're a bit of a CS hipster and you're looking for someone whose stonks you want to invest in, I think Zontix is a decent bet. Chopper getting her done here. Nice pair with the utility and the peak. Need to get off this angle, but nice headshot on. Will be traded, but Chopper has more than done his work here in mid.
I'll take that. Maybe they saw bomb as well. Well, I guess Mac is spammed through the doors, so maybe not. And look at this from Team Spirit. 2 players not going to fight back into mid. Donk's just going to swing. He's just going to swing. And this time, the aggression does not come through. And Looking4Org going to start coalescing by the looks of it on this A side of the map. Spirit are stacking the right way right now. Keep an eye on that.
Molotov timely gonna section off players here. Maka's through though. He challenges it and it works. Zontix able to bring one back. The second as well. Zontix has just put his damn stamp on this site. You will not be taking A on his watch.
That's ridiculous. He was a dead man. There's nobody else in his postcode. And Zontix comes through.
Look, every man is an island. Zontix Island just happens to have a Gatling gun on it.
Yeah, or it's Krakatoa and it's exploding at them. I don't know what's going on. Absolute
Krakatoa
tsunami.
reference.
Oh, wonder how many of the viewers know what Krakatoa is.
We'll get somebody. There's got to be at least one reference. At least one geologist or every Alan Darf cast where just it's like for 6 people in the audience.
Oh. I won a pub quiz the other day, so I must know some good stuff, you know.
That does make sense. I feel like you'd be a strong pub quizzer.
I was called in by my parents because they needed someone under the age of 50 to do the music questions.
There you go. Those are always the ones that I'm bad at because A, I don't listen to a lot of like very, you know, Billboard chartsy music. And B, even when I do listen to it, which is via radio or whatnot, I have no idea what any of it's called or what who anyone's name is. But you give me a history section and I am game. Art Frost, enjoying that peekers. Getting deleted here, but Donk is here to bail him out from the E-box. Art Frost is gone. Chopper's now on the scene as well. Can they get a bomb plant? I know they still got Donk. Look at the health on Maka. Exorcist has an op. Donk is about to have a rifle. Molotov makes this risky. Donk burning. They know it. That's a good way to abuse it. Smoke couldn't come in time. So a 2-on-2 in the post plant. This could be a huge round. They're gonna swing. They're gonna peek. Exorcist. Nice jiggle. It's Zontix once again. He's not on his favorite site, but can he give us another hero round? He's been so damn good that I just can't help but believe here, Alan. Creeping in, had to wait the smokes. Now he's getting active. Now he's getting active. Footsteps heard. There's a player pillar to play off of him, and Exorcist won't even need it. What a round with the salvaged op.
They needed that. Game. They needed that. That is a half-buy win for Looking4Org. And I'll tell you what, CT AWPing, if you're going to play static, is looking real difficult to actually hit the shots as players swing wide. those sort of mid-range fights, like Art Frost took, looks incredibly difficult, and they were a mainstay of CSGO towards the end. So I think he might need a rethink as well. Maybe play some deeper lines where he's less exposed. You know, you get more of an opportunity to get out of the duel if it's not going your way. Because
this is fascinating.
Yeah, I mean, Fro and Mac as well on the CT side. They're both really struggling to actually have an impact on that gun.
Look at this though, double op. This was something that a lot of teams worked into their Anubis at the end of Go, and I just don't know that I love it here in 2. Where's Magic going to be playing with the secondary? He's over towards B right now, so maybe this frees up Art Frost to shift around more. Yeah, Art Frost going to go for the A main peak. If you're going to get dynamic with it, I guess I can see it working. But I am very curious here.
One kind of caveat for Spirit is at least you get Zontix and Donk on the rifles, so in terms of your heavy hitters, you haven't limited them, which is going to be the fear, I think. A lot of mollies here for Dark Control.
They just wanted to kill Donk with it.
Get Donk out of the game. He's had to fall back.
He's their E-Box player, so you can tell how much focus for Looking4Org is just on making Donk uncomfortable. And he's just going to retake the space. All right, you're out of mollies. Let me be annoying here. You're trying to get through on the smoke fade. A lot of time whittled off, 50 seconds. If they wanted to go for mid-aggression, it's going to cost them just so much extra clock.
It's going to end B, isn't it? Look at the bomb.
Has to
pressure mid a little bit. And Chopper's just going to swing. He does only go 1-for-1, but he sees the bomb, and now the rotate should be coming.
Yeah, you could see. Look, Zontix is picking up mid. Art Frost was going to rotate through spawn. He's backed off. Maybe thinking that having seen Chopper there might be enough to tip them back, but this is bad now.
Everyone's in 2 minds.
They this late? Okay, it has been red. 20 seconds? Yay, they're going to have to sprint this. This will tip it off. Yeah, Zontix is hurt. Zontix is hurt. Molotov comes out there in so much trouble. Yeah, Dunzo. It's just not happening. Even on time, you cannot get this bomb planted. Looking4Org have misplayed this one. They did not have the time to go for that rotate. They were praying that Spirit had given up the site, and it's just not the case.
The one slight bit of leeway I will give Looking4Org is I think they had the same mindset of me of, oh god, we've just shown the bomb all the way out towards B main. They're going to all be here. And that's why they make that decision. But at some point, you just have to say, you know, screw it, essentially. We're going to go through the nades. We're going to go through the stack because it's going to be an even worse situation if we're just running in piecemeal. And that molly as well, well saved by Zontix. That was the round winner. There was no recovery there for Looking4Org. And of course, this is their map pick. 2 chances now for Spirit to be in an excellent position.
Slow clearing in. This could be tough for Magix. Gets the tag. Oh, nade the chase. Get the heck out of there, Maka. Nade's a little slow. Actually, did they even throw it?
I think so. Maybe it clipped something.
I think you might.
I heard it.
I heard one somewhere, and I don't know where it went because Maka was 1 shrapnel away from death. Ooh, speaking of death, Chopper's flirting with it. There's players A main. He's getting set up with util to try and fight them. But he didn't see anything. So the smoke comes out, but there's no information yet. And again, time is getting low. Looking4Org have not gained a lot for being 40 seconds left on the clock on what could be the last round of the map.
So is Chopper going to make an info play? Chopper's all the way up close to that A main smoke. Well, these guys are going to go soon. Grouped and ready to go. B-split's coming. Surely going from this nade. Here we go.
They got Zontix here. Oh, they whiffed their own utility. The Molotov doesn't do anything. They can't clear in. A trade with Donk is there at least, but Zontix here, and Magix has never been moved off. They're in such a tough spot. If Haji goes down, they're just out of time. They're just out of time. They can't win this. They cannot win this, Maka. It's an impossible situation, and down he will go. 13 rounds on for Spirit. They take the dub. They snatch their opponent's map pick. That's a really strong performance for Spirit. It's off the individuals, right? Like, they had some nice ideas. The aggression, you know, Chopper going for info plays, things like that. But it's Zontix and it's Donk. That's really what wins it.